Hi everybody, it's Matthew here from Bead Spider. How are we all doing today? I'm going to be showing you how to make this super cute little beaded Christmas tree today. So again, as usual, we're live, so we've got lots of people who've come to join us, which is fantastic. I can even see, which is something I haven't seen before, we've got anniversary subscribers. So I guess you guys must have been watching for at least a year now. That's over on Facebook, it tells me. Monica Johansson, for example, it comes up that she's an anniversary follower. Colleen Cruz as well, and also Alicia. They've come up to me as being told that they are anniversary followers. So an extra special thank you to them, I guess. But yeah, let's have a bit of a chat while we wait for people to turn up a little bit. There's lots that we're going to do. This video, it's going to be over 2 parts. So today I'm going to show you how to make all of the different little bits that you're going to need. And then on Wednesday next week, so 5 days time from now, I'm going to show you all how to assemble your little Christmas tree into the finished little piece. So all of that, of course, is going to be lots of fun, I think. So hopefully we can kick things off today. It'll be lots and lots of fun. And I hope you're all going to enjoy it. Let's see who we've got here already. Wow, lots of comments, which is great. Kay and Wayne, big thanks for turning up bright and early. They were the first ones here. As quite often is the case, Kay, first cab off the rank. She was here 10 minutes early, you know. Happy Friday, she says to everybody. Wayne Wiley is here. We've got Heather. Nancy is here. We've got Stacy, Astrid, Alicia, who's one of our anniversary subscribers. Same with Colleen. She says, woohoo, perfect timing. I just finished work for the week. Do you know what? I'm nearly at that point too. Just after this stream, I'm done for the week. Well, actually, that's probably not true, but you know, I'd like to hope so. Purple Penny as well. She's a definite regular. Welcome. She says, hi everyone. Hi Penny. Thanks for joining us. We've got Angelica as well. Jane says hello all. She's over on Facebook. That's why it's got that little Facebook icon. We are live both on Facebook and on YouTube. If you haven't seen us before, make sure you can check out either one. Jump over onto Facebook on our Facebook page. Jump on over to YouTube. We've got our YouTube channel as well, which I think we've got nearly 28,000 subscribers on YouTube. But anyway, we've also got Ellen who says good morning all from Texas. But yeah, so let's get on with some things. I see Maureen says, I hope you enjoyed your holiday. Yeah, I was off on holiday last week. That's why Jermaine did the video. I was off in Scotland having a lovely little holiday. So it was really nice, actually. A bit of time off, you know, celebrating Maxine's birthday. So it was a nice day in general. So anyway, we did all sorts of lovely things. It was really good. We went all the way. It was a lot of driving, actually, in our 1992 camper van, built in 1992, where essentially we drove all the way from where we are in Cheltenham up to Edinburgh, which is about 8 or 9 hours of driving in the old camper van, which is particularly rickety. When you're steering, it's got a steering wheel like a bus, so you steer like this. Not like this, but... so it's pretty funny. But yeah, we did like a big massive loop, so it was lots of fun. But thanks for remembering, Maureen. And yeah, I did have a lovely time. So anyway, yeah, I think I'll just tell you a little bit about our little Christmas tree here. So you can see just here, this is essentially what you'll make. So we do have a kit for this. If you want to go and get the kit, it's already selling really, really quickly. So go and get one. Hopefully we've organized it because we knew it would be super popular, that it won't run out of stock, but go and get it just in case. We have got lots and lots, so hopefully they won't sell out or anything. But you can see you've got your super cute little angel up there on the top, little crystal angel. We've used a mixture of Preciosa seed beads. There's 3 different colors that we've used. I'll show you them in a minute. A nice little beaded tinsel, which you can see my tinsel's getting a bit droopy and loopy. I've been manhandling my tree a bit too much, you can see. But anyway, it's easy to fix, it's easy to sort, it just comes off. And you've got lots of little decorations on there. And then of course I've made this super cute little tea light candle holder base piece as well, which this is a brand new design which comes especially with it. But if you do have our tea light patterns, Christmas tea light patterns from last year, like for example this little fella here, they do just, if I show you, here's your little tea light that you'll turn into the base. They just pop, whoops, straight onto the top. I'll show you it on the hands, shall I? They just, whoops, where am I? There's my mouse. They just pop straight on. So you can swap it to be, if you've got last year's patterns, you can put those on instead. But they do swap on and off as you need them to. If I can just pop it on. I tell you, I've got the shape of this, the size of this one, spot on perfect, so it's not going to just come off. It doesn't just slide off. Anyway, I'll just squeeze that on. No, apparently I won't just slide that on. There we go. Now it's coming on. There you go. So yeah, if you've got the old tea light candles, they all fit as well. But I have done a new one, which is the special for our little Christmas tree. So that is going to be this little reindeer set, which this is done in peyote. I'm not going to show you how to do this because I did a tea light candle video for Halloween just the other week, which actually I've got that just here somewhere, don't I? I do. Wait a second. I'll show you that one because you could even make that your Christmas tree. Here we go. Whoops. Knocking the camera there. There we are. Yeah, see? You can stick any of your tea light candle patterns that we've done onto these little pieces and use them as your base if you want to. There we go. It seems Rhonda's jumped on over to Facebook. No, from YouTube. She was on Facebook. She said there's a lot more chatting going on over on YouTube. So I guess if you want to really join in on the conversation, either chat more on Facebook if you want. Everyone, come on, comment in. Give us lots of comments. Tell us what you think. Or jump on over to YouTube and join Rhonda and have a big chat over there. Maybe lots of people will bump on over to one or the other and we can have a lovely big chat. So anyway, let's begin, shall we? Yeah, I think it's about time. Just before I do, I'll mention real quick, we do have our next beading competition. It's just started over on the Bead group. So if you haven't joined our new beading group, I'll just show you it really quickly. It's over on Facebook. Here we are. See, there you go. This is the name. It's called Jewelry Making, Bead Patterns, Tutorials, and More by Bead Spider. There's a little link in the description. You can come on down. You can see lots and lots of people are posting their pictures of things that they've made. Look at this one here. Isn't this beautiful? A massive pearl necklace set. You know, lots and lots of people are posting the things that they're making. They're saying, thanks for adding me, so forth. We've got a lady here who's entered the competition for Battle of the Beadsmith. You know, people just showing off all of the lovely things that they've been doing. Here, Jermaine gave a sneak peek of what today's video would be. All sorts of things going on. But what I will show you is what we've got just now is our festive beading competition. So if you go over onto the Facebook page, just onto the left side. So if you scroll all the way back up to the top, see where it says festive beading competition? So this is right up at the top here. Just come on down. It says festive beading competition. You can click on just here. It'll tell you how to enter, everything you've got to do. We've only just released it. So head on over here and then enter with your pictures and things that you want to enter as your photographs. You just comment them in right here on this post. And you can go into our competition to win this competition. So this is our fourth competition now, I think we've got. So head on over to that one. Oh, and last thing I'll show you. I will show you this one last thing on the group here. Hide that. There we go. If you scroll on down to the right, see where it says recent files? We've been posting some free patterns. We post a free pattern on here every week, so you can have a look. There's actually quite a few of them already. This is how long our group has been going for, so not very long. There's not too many patterns on here, but go check them out if you want. Anyway, so let's actually do some beading, shall we? Are we all ready for a bit of beading? You excited to do our little Christmas trees? So like I said, this is what the finished tree looks like just here. I've lost a little bit of my tinsel, but that's okay. There we go. And yeah, so that's essentially what we're going to be making. I'm going to show you how to make all of those bits today. So all of the bits for this little fella are what we will be focusing on today, and then I'll be assembling it all on Wednesday coming. So yeah, let's begin, shall we? So first things first, I've got myself some bead spinner. I've got myself a bead spinner, and I've got some wire. Here we go. I'll show you it. I'll show you my mixture that we've made. We've put together a special bead mix in here that we're using for our leaves. Not all the same, not all the, you know, when you've got leaves and flower, like trees and stuff like that, all the beads, they don't obviously have the same color of, like, constantly through the entire leaf or whatever it is that you're making. So we've done a little mix. There's this nice transparent leafy green tone. We've got a slightly darker color which has like a rainbow surface on it. You can see them. They're sort of the ones that have this nice greeny goldy luster. Some of the bluey lustery ones, they're all ones with rainbow. And then we've got a load of silver lined ones in there as well. I've got them all in one nice little bead spinner pot. I'll just pour all this in here, and essentially you don't have to use a bead spinner, but I find that it makes the process nice and easy. Actually, I'll leave it a little bit more zoomed in just so the color stays nice. It makes it nice and easy to thread your beads onto your wire. Doesn't that look mesmerizing? Look into my eyes. I will teach you the beading techniques. You're getting very happy. Okay. Don't ask me what that was. I don't even know. But yeah, so let's take a little look. You got some wire included. So inside your kit, if you get the kit, otherwise you'll need 0.5 millimeter wire, which actually, while I think about it, I will stick on the bottom of this little page all of the different materials that you're going to need. So just give it a second and I'll show that up for you. There we are. So essentially we're going to be using 0.5 wire. This is a lovely green color. It's a copper wire that is then coated with this lovely green sort of enamel-y color on the outside. This is what I'm going to be using, and essentially we want to load up our wire. So we're making quite a few bits. As you can see, the little tree does end up being quite a lot of greenery. So we're going to need all of this on our wire, essentially, which is about 40 grams or so of beads. So it's not that much, surprisingly, but that's why if you've got to load up all 40 grams worth onto your wire, you want to use a bead spinner. So I will just show you that real quickly. And how we do that, essentially, if you've got your wire, just say it's all mashed and mangled or whatever, and you've just undone it from the packaging, usually the end is a bit monged, shall we say. I love that word. What we do, because I've got my tool set today, we're going to be using quite a few things from the tool set. So I'll just open up my tool set here. So the things that you might need from this little tool set, the tweezers are actually surprisingly helpful. You'll see. I'll get to that towards the end of today's video, but the tweezers are actually really, really useful in this particular project. The scissors we're going to need, the wire straighteners. So this one here, this is the main tool we'll be using. We'll be using our cutters as well. So I've got some nice stainless steel cutters here. We're going to want to use some really nice good gripping pliers. You don't have to use the gripping pliers, but I'll show you how to, of course. And then we'll probably need our scissors. I'll leave them in there for now though. And the tweezers as well. If I need anything else, I can always come back to it. It'll be, oh yeah, I'm going to need my round nose pliers as well, but I'll get those out in a little bit. So first things first, you want to preload your wire with the little piece just here. So like I said, if you've got a all wibbly wobbly messy piece at the end, you can even see I'll make it all buggered and not good, like that. You know, you can see it's a bit all not so straight now. You can see it's not great. It's easy to fix. You just use your nylon jewel pliers and you just very gently pull it along. And that, with a little bit of time, gives you a lovely, nice piece of straight wire. So once you've got this, it's actually really easy to start working. It's a great quality wire. We have got this, we've sourced some really fantastic quality wire this time. And essentially what I'm going to do to make it so that I can easily get the beads off out of here and onto here, I'm actually going to just loop this around my fingers. So the way I'm going to do that is just grab it like this. So see that I'll rest it on there, do this, and then I'll just roll. See that? And that gives us a really nice little hook shape, which if you haven't seen them before, curved beading needles look like, if I can pick it up, there we go. See, look, there's a curved beading needle, which I'll show you how to use this a bit later as well. But essentially what we've done is created our own curved beading needle out of wire. So that's going to make it extra easy to start threading on our beads. So I've preloaded the wire so you won't have to watch me thread too many. But I'll show you some good tips on how to use this. So the first thing, obviously, you don't want to spin it too fast. You don't want it to be too slow. So too slow would be like this. That's kind of too slow. You want it to be a bit faster, but too fast would be something like this. See that? Where they're like really going. Because when you've got your little piece of wire in there, you'll start flinging beads off. So we want to find a nice sort of comfortable medium place. So if you just give it a nice gentle spin, that's about fine. So it's not ricketing around too much. And you can just place your wire inside there and you'll see your beads, just give it a little spin every now and again, will just start to thread themselves onto your wire. So you just slide them down, spin it a bit more, let it keep spinning. You can also play with the angle. See, if you go upwards and downwards, you'll find if you're too shallow, it doesn't want to go on, but you'll find like a nice sweet spot, as it were, where they start just loading on really, really quickly. So once you find that sweet spot, you just thread them on and they will just start flying on quite quickly. If you find it easy, you can always bend it slightly outwards as well so that you can get right into the nook here. But just sort of play with it and see what works best for you. Everybody has their own sort of technique, what works for them. So try and do something like that that works nicely for you. And eventually you'll see they start just threading themselves on. And you can just sort of continue. Once you've got the hang of it, they do start to come on quite quickly. Something that I actually quite like doing is once it's a little bit loaded like this, I'm not going to thread them off just yet. I'm going to take my wire just here. See, at this point here, I'm going to bend this downwards so that I can hold it down here. It's still loaded, so it's in position. But now, when the beads get to that point, they'll just fall down that little cliff when they get to it. And if I need to continue, I can just hold my wire where I've got my bend and just let go, and they'll slide down. And it stays loaded. If you've got it nice and loaded, it's sort of easier. You've got the weight of the beads helping you to keep it on there. You can just keep going. See that? And they just drop in, drop off, drop off. There you go. And eventually, once you've got enough beads on your wire, you can always add more later if you need to, but this will do me for now, I think, because I've added some already. Essentially, you just stop your little bead spinner, and we'll just pop that one aside for now. We don't need him anymore. At least we shouldn't, because I preloaded it. And now we'll come back to this one a bit later. This is when we're going to make our tinsel. So I'll show you this piece a bit later on. But yeah, so once we've got our wire loaded, we can just straighten this piece out. Again, use your nylon jaw if you want to. So just slide. Nice to see Sandy's just joined us, I think. Sandy Easterlama. She's she's done some of my classes. So it's lovely to see you, Sandy, bright and early on a Friday morning over there in California, I think it was. So thanks for joining, Sandy. Nice to see you. So yeah, I'll just slide these down now. What is another good tip, because you do get like quite a big coil of wire, is find something that you can stick your wire onto. So in my case, I've got like an old thread spool. You can see how much wire you get. You're gonna need a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it. Hi to Joanne, by the way, who's just joined us on Facebook. She says, hello everyone. But yeah, you can see I've pre-threaded some of these beads on. I've got them just on here so that they don't coil. It makes it a lot more manageable when it's sitting on there. Otherwise, if you've got like an old spool of some form, you can put it onto something like that. But I quite like just loading it onto something like this for now. So anyway, let's begin. I'll show you. There's quite a few little pieces that you're going to need to make. So the first of those, which are towards the top of our tree, we start small and we're going to get bigger. So essentially the first thing we're going to make is one of these little pieces just here. So you can see it's just got 3 little prongy bits that are going to be essentially right near the top of our tree. So we're going to need to make 3 of these. I'm not going to make them all. Luckily, I've already got 2 of them. So I'm going to show you how to make 1 of each, and then I'll tell you how many there all are of each different one. So you will soon find out exactly what it is that you need to make. But what I recommend is when we're doing this process, to make it way, way, way easier for yourself, get a ruler out. A ruler really, really helps in this process. So if you've got one that has both inches and centimeters, it's really easy to work with. If you've only got one, not both, don't worry about it. You can sort of figure it out. I will tell you both forms of measurements, but I find that if you've got one that has both inches and centimeters on either side, it makes it really, really easy. So, Francis has just said, what are you making? I'm making this little cute fella here, Francis, which is our little beaded Christmas tree. My tinsel's getting all messy, but ignore that. So yeah, this is what we're making today. This super cute little Christmas tree. I'm going to show you how to make all the bits. Now, let's progress onwards. Once we've got, as I said, once we've got our little ruler just here, this is what makes the process much, much easier. Having the ruler, because you can make them all very, very consistent. You'll use the right amount of wire. It'll look a lot more sort of neat if we do it like this. But yeah, so if we have a little look, I'll take my wire and we need to create ourselves a little stem piece. So essentially this little base stem before it begins is what we need to create first. So once we got our little wire, we need about 4 inches. That's more than enough. We don't need more than that. 4 inches is plenty. So just find about that 4-inch mark. You don't have to be too accurate. Don't worry if you're out by, a few 1/8 of an inch or something, but it's all fine. We can just sort of measure approximately where we need to be on our ruler. Don't be too worried about it. So here we are. This is about my 4-inch mark. I'm going to just stick my coil over here onto my left side. Being left-handed, it's definitely easier for me. So if I've got that there, I can now just slide a few of these beads down here. And essentially what we want to do, if we use our little ruler mark here, we want to use about 2 centimeters worth of beads. So in terms of the actual size of that, if we have a look on the actual ruler, I'll show you in the centimeters side. 2 centimeters is about that much there. It's about, oh, whoops, out of shot there. There we go. So 2 centimeters from this little line here to this little line here is about maybe 14, 15 beads or so, something like that. 13 probably. And if you have a little look, there you go. That's approximately 2 centimeters. You don't have to be as accurate as this. Don't worry. It's really, really easy to, if you're out by a bead here or out by a bead there, it doesn't matter, but approximately 2 centimeters, or if you're working in inches, it's about 3/4 of an inch or so. So if we have a little look, there you go, it's just a little bit over 3/4 of an inch. So your 3/4 of an inch is right there. It's just a teeny weeny bit more. So 1 bead more than 3/4 of an inch. So now, like I said, I've got the right number of beads. We want to make sure we've got our 4 inches marked. Hold it to that point. Slide those beads down to that 4-inch mark. And we're going to just press our thumb into the center. We're going to fold it in half, like this here. See that? You just hold it between your fingers like this. They don't have to cross over. It doesn't matter if they're not crossing. We can work with it like this. It will cross once we do our little twist. So if you just grab the end, I'll just rotate slightly, grab the end there, and then we're going to go twist once, and then, whoops, just hold them nice and tight, twist again, 3, 4, 5 is enough. You can do a 6th if you want to. And then if you have a look, we've got this little piece like this just here. So just using your fingers is nice and easy. You can also use a tool, which I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But for now, we're just going to go with this little piece just here. And there you go. That makes your first little loop section. Once we've done that, we're going to space this piece. So this is how you make the 3-prong. They're a little bit different from the 3, the 5, and the 7 and so forth that we're going to use. So now what I'll do, I'm going to measure about 1 centimeter. So if we have a look, I'll use this little point here. It doesn't matter, any of them will do. So 15 to 16, there's my little centimeters gap, which in terms of inches is just over, it's around about 1/2 inch, a little bit more than, a little bit less than 1/2 inch. So if we have a look, there's our centimeter, there's a centimeter there, and in inches, yeah, it's just a bit less than half. See that? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sixteenths of an inch, it looks like. But hey, it can be approximate. It doesn't matter. It's not a problem. So once you've got it to there, hold that point. We're going to do the same process again. So we're going to slide down some of our beads. So we want 2 centimeters worth. So if we hold it just approximately to where the centimeter marks are, you can say, yeah, there's 17, there's 20, there's 2 centimeters in that gap, or just over just over 1/2 inch if you prefer. So, sorry, just over 3/4 of an inch, like that. And we're going to do the same process again. So we're going to bend in half, like so. And then we're going to go twist once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5. There we go. And that's going to give you your next little piece. It doesn't matter if they're not quite the same size or length. It's all very free form. This is the fun thing. It doesn't matter too much about how it's going to look too much, because they're all, I mean, it's meant to be, it's modeled on a natural plant, and plants really doesn't need to be super exact. Everything can be higgledy-piggledy, it can be different, it can be odd amounts, you can change it, it can be exactly how you want it to be, because it's based off off a piece, something from nature. Nature doesn't do symmetry too well, does it? So anyway, let's do it again now. We're here at this point, we'll go about 1 centimeter. So I'll grab it here, there's my centimeter. I'll slide down those beads again, and there we go. We need about 2 centimeters worth. So from here, from 20 to 22, that'll do. There's 2 centimeters worth. We'll push them up, bend it in half, hold it together like this, and we go twist, 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 twist. 5 twists, just like that there. So there you go. You can see we've started. We've got the foundation for our 3-pronged piece. So I'll just slide this down. And now what we're going to do, we want to turn it slightly more into that correct shape. So if we hold the end of this and we hold our middle one, you can pull, and that's going to bring that down there. And then if you do the same with the other one, pull, you can see, because we're roughly symmetrical in terms of having a centimetre gap and a centimetre gap, it puts these close to being opposite each other. So from this point, you can see we've sort of got this, looks a bit like a little green man. It's a little green alien. There's his little head, and apparently he's got flippers for arms. I don't know. That's essentially what we've wanted to make. So this little fella here now, we need to turn it into this piece. And the way we're going to do that, if you look at this central core, it's all twisted. So it's nice and easy. The first thing you want to do is just grab between these two leaves. So just above them, try and bring them close to each other. It doesn't matter if they're not exactly aligned. It doesn't matter at all. Again, you can sort that out a bit later. But see this? So what we'll do now is just twist, 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 till it looks nicely twisted. See, like that? That's a good amount of twisting. Then we'll just grab a little bit lower. And see how we've got our two ends down here? This one is our little tail piece. We don't need the other one to be quite as long as that. So I'm going to bring in my cutters, now that I've got this little bit started, the twisting. Bring in my cutters. And I'll cut it about, I don't know, halfway. It doesn't matter at all. Just somewhere in there, so that we've got a little piece here, and we've got our main... Oops, I've cut the wrong one. Ha ha ha, not paying attention. I should have done it the other way. Oh well, this is going to become our base stem. So it would look like this. So you've got your base piece, which is about 4-inch length, and then you've got your short one there. So now we just hold them ever so slightly outwards. Once you get to the bottom, hold them sort of outwards. So now our little man has 2 legs. Hold them together, and we're going to just twist it again. So twist, twist, twist it all together like this. Because we're holding it at sort of 45-degree angles, you'll get a fairly even twist, but again, it doesn't matter if it's not too even. So twist, 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 twist. Just keep on twisting if you want. Now it's really starting to look like a little man, isn't it? It's like a little bell person. A little plant man. What should we call him? What should we call our little plant man? We're going to create quite a few little plant men. What do we call them? What's a fun name? There we go. So yeah, here we are. We've got this all twisted now. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it's not too accurate. I'll show you, if you're a stickler for things being accurate and close, I'll show you a nice, easy way of getting it even better wrapped. But essentially, see how this little bit's sticking out? We can just come in with our cutters and see how they've got a nice flat edge on this side. See that? Nice and flat. We can just do it beside that other wire. Cover it so you don't get little splintery bits hitting you in the face. And cut that bit off. And there you go. You've got one little piece like this. And now, because we want it to be sort of fern-esque, we just turn them upwards. And there you go. It takes it from being a little man into being a nice little ferny Bill or Ben, says Colleen. Stacy says, let's call him Douglas. This guy, Doug. Yep, I like it. Or Bill and Ben. Flower pot men, exactly, of course. So there we go. So we need to make 3 of these little single pieces. So once you've done that, you just follow the exact same method. So you start with your 4 inches, then you do your first one, then you do a centimetre and do your next one, a centimetre and do your next one, then wrap them all together like this, and there you go. You need 3 of these. This is the first part. Next, what we're going to need, there's a couple of different variations. So next, we're going to create our little 5-prong pieces, like this. Douglas fir, says Stacy. Let's call him Douglas fir. So we're going to next create this 5 little strand piece. We need to make a lot of these ones, actually. We have to make 18 of these in total. So this is why it's definitely handy when you've got your bead spinner, because that will allow you to do it quite quickly. So I'll show you the next one now. So again, it's very similar, slightly different, but not much. We need to do our 4-inch start. So there it is. There's our 4-inch little beginning piece. And just like before, we're going to start with about 2 centimeters or 3/4 of an inch. So if we have a look on our inches, the 3/4 mark, it's about there. And so I'll just get rid of these last few. That'll do plenty, which in centimeters, it's about 2 centimeters, or in total number of beads, it's about 13, 14, maybe 15. It varies, you know. So there we go. We can just now fold that in half. So we've got our 4 inches down this side, and now we'll fold that in half. And you'll find that once you start doing this, you can really get quite quick at it. So we'll hold it pinch, and we'll go twist 1, 2, 3. Just hold them slightly more apart. 4, 5, maybe even 6. There we go. There's our base one. Now what we're going to do, because we're going to make them 5, we want these ones to be a little bit further apart. So now we're going to do our second one. So the distance that we want to use for this, instead of 1 centimeter, we want it to be just that little bit more. So we're going to go for about 1/2 inch. So just here, there's our 1/2 inch mark. So I'm going to bring it to about there. So hold it here. There's about 1/2 inch. Again, thanks for Sandy for dropping in. She's just heading off. She said she's very glad to have seen how one of them got made. And she really liked the name of Douglas fir, which was one of Stacy's ideas there. But yeah, so again, we're going to do our 2 centimeters worth. So just here, I'll bend that one there, hold it in place, and now we'll twist once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and 5. So now we've got our first 2. So there's 1, there's 2. We're going to create our center one now, because you know how we're doing 5? This is going to be the bottom right. This is going to be the top right. We now need to do our middle one. So now we will go back to doing our 1 centimeter gap. So the first one was 1/2 inch. Now we'll just do it at 1 centimeter, just to make it that little bit closer, so that the tips are a little bit closer together. Slide down some of our wire. There we go. There's our beads. Measure approximately 2 centimeters worth, maybe even a bead less. Doesn't matter. Not too important. And now fold it in half. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Now we've got 3. So we want the other side to be approximately symmetrical. So we're going to go 1 centimeter gap, and then we're going to do a 1 inch gap again, 1/2 inch gap. So once more, we'll go, there's about 1 centimeter. That will do. Slide down your beads to here. Then we'll go 2 centimeters worth. That's about right. There we go. Yep, I'm happy with that. Bend it in half, just like before. Like this. And then twist once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. And now, see, look, we've got 1, 2, 3. This is going to be our top left. And now we want to match this gap here. So we're going to measure 1/2 inch. So if we start at the 4 and we go back to 3.5, there you go. That's about 1/2 inch's worth. Hold that there. Let's slide down some more of our beads. Get our same 2 centimeters worth, so approximately that many. Bend it in half. What are we thinking of this? Are we finding it easy? Are we enjoying it? It's a nice, simple little design, isn't it? It's surprising how quick and easy it is to make. So there we go. There's our 5th. And now, just like before, see how it's in a nice sort of string shape like this, where it's all in one line? We can, again, hold our central one, just like we did before. Pull this down so it becomes straight. Pull the other one down so it becomes straight. And then you see they sit roughly opposite each other. So now, once again, we can just cut our wire. So see this? We've got our one side here. This is our 4-inch tail. So let's bring in our cutters and cut the other side around about here. It doesn't matter where. Keep that there. And now we're ready to twist it all together. So you know how I said you can use the pliers if you want to? If you don't want to, if it's hurting your fingers or something like that, whatever, you're not enjoying doing it with your fingers, you can always bring in your pliers and get your pliers to do the holding at that point. So if I hold just there, see that? Hold that with my pliers. That's why we've got these nice, thick, solid gripping pliers. And then, once I've got it in place, oops, make sure I grip it nicely in that little spot there. There we go. Hopefully now that should fit. We can twist once, twice, just keep going until eventually it's looking good. See that? And it brings it all together now. See? And you get a really nice neat twist there. See that? See how neat it is when you do it like this? So if you are a perfectionist and you want it to be dead on perfect, then you can either use your fingers or you grab that little tool and let that do the holding for you. So again, I'll use the tool, pop them in together, get them nice and close, and then using my gripping pliers, let's just squeeze them both in. Can always hold it slightly more sideways if that works for you too, so that you don't want to squish your beads though. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So hold that there. Bring that in. Hold your 2 wires nice and close. And then we can, just as before, whoops, just dropped it. We can twist, 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 just like before. So get it nice and steady. See, it takes a bit of time when you're doing the pliers method, especially on these top ones. It's easier when you get a bit lower down. There you go. It gives you a nice, neat little twist. And then we can do the same down here. You'll see this works much easier. We can just grab it somewhere towards the bottom. Like so. We can do our twisting. Oops, dropped one. There we go. And then we just twist, twist, twist. If you hold it higher up, it twists sort of higher. But if you hold it down, you can do a looser twist. So you can choose whether you want it to be a nice loose twist or you want it to be a tighter twist. Just keep going. It's up to you. But essentially and eventually, it will start to look good. There we go. How's that? A nice neater twist if you prefer. Otherwise, just use your fingers and sort of hold it in place and let it do its own thing. See if we just hold it here even, what happens? Just twist there. You can definitely get a firmer grip with your pliers than you do with your fingers. And then if you want to, if you think that's enough, you've got that happy, we'll just cut this little piece off. You don't need any of it. And then there you go. And you've got that lovely neater twist. You do have a neater twist, but I find that if you just do it with your fingers, it's a bit quicker because you don't need to do the grabbing. But if you like it nice and perfect and neat, the tool is the way to go. So there you go. Get that straight, and we'll just position them upwards, sort of together towards the top to give us that nice little leaf shape. There we go. Look at that. Nice. Happy with that? I am. I think that looks great. Ellie says, what gauge of wire is this? So this is a 0.5 millimeter. I'm not sure what that is in gauge. Hopefully someone can Google it and tell me. I think it might be 20... I don't know. Someone tell me. But it's 0.5 millimeter. You can always Google it, Ellie, if you want. Just whack into Google 0.5 millimeter wire in, gauge. And it should tell you. So there you go. We've got our next little 0.5. So we've done a 0.3. We needed 3 of those. This little 0.5, we need 18 of these. Plus we need to do another one of these, which is similar, but a little bit different. So this one, we need to do one that's exactly the same as this, but they all have the 1 centimeter gaps. But then we leave it without doing any of this twisting. So I'll show it to you just so that you know, because we're going to leave it sort of as an open loop. So there we go, just slide that wire down a bit. I'll make my next one. So like I said, we need 3 of these. If you're keeping track, write it down. 18 of these. We're going to do 14 of our next style, which obviously I'll just do the one, and then we'll have time to make them till Wednesday. And when we do our assembly video on Wednesday, apparently it's 24 gauge wire, I think. But yeah, here we go. So once we've got this, again, we use our 4-inch mark round about there. We're going to slide down some wire. We need about 2 centimeters worth. We're going to make a 7 this time. So that's this big one here. These bigger fellas, this is what we're making now. So we slide down. We need 2 centimeters once again. And we're going to just fold that in half. It's very, very similar every single time. So just fold that in half. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twists. Again, because we're doing 7, we only want to do the 1 centimeter section right at the very middle. So we'll do our 1/2 inch. Slide down our little wires. Fold it in half. See, look, you can do it quite quickly once you've got the hang of it. Now we're going to do our... Oh, also, see how these are a bit loopy? Let's squeeze them down so they're a bit thinner. You want them to be nice and thin like this. I think it's better. It's more you know, piney looking, isn't it? So anyway, because we want to do 7 on this one, we have a 1/2 inch, 1/2 an inch, 1/2 an inch. Then we go 1 centimeter. Then we have our middle one, and then we're going to copy that on the way back. So I've done my 1/2 an inch there. I need to do another 1/2 an inch one. We'll slide down our beads to here. We'll fold that in half. Twist that one around. Now we'll only do a 1 centimeter gap because we're almost at the center of our little 7-frong fern fella. That's a fun thing to say. 7-frong fern fella named, what was the name? There was Bill and Bob and Douglas. That was the name. There we go. So 2 centimeters, push it in the center. Give that a twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be our central one. And now we want to make it match the other side. So we'll do 1 centimeter here. Grab that, slide our beads down. 2 centimeters worth. Fold it in half. You can use your pliers to do this part too if you want to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Now we go back to doing 1/2 inch gaps. So there's our 1/2 inch. Just gives it just that little bit longer towards the base of your little leafy section. But yeah, see how nice the difference is when you've got some silver lined, you've got your rainbow, you've got your transparent. It's all one lovely big mix. So it makes it look really, really nice. Not so sort of monotonal. It's all sort of got lots of hints of color in it. 3, 4, 5 twists. There we go. And you can see we're almost there. We've just got to do our one last one. So we'll do another 1/2 inch gap, which is about there. Slide down our beads. There's about 2 centimeters worth. Maybe I could have done a couple extra. Fold it in half. And now we're going to twist once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Squish it a little bit flatter. And now we'll just straighten it up. So because we did 7, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll grab the central one, pull this side down, pull the other side down. And there you go. You can see you've got your 7 little pieces there. I'll cut my wire here, and you can see how my beads are almost at the end here. You can very easily just push them further down onto your spool of wire. So just untangle your wire a bit and just slide them down. So see this? See how I've got them on the wire here? Just push it down. Look how much extra wire I've got all the way down here. You can just push it all the way down, 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 down. But anyway, what I'll do is just, because I'll finish off showing you how to do these little leafy bits now. Like I said, we do also, I'm not going to show it to you, but essentially you would make one without doing the twisty section where you do centimeter gaps for all the 5s, and that makes our central piece. But, you know, I think you've seen enough leaves. I'm going to show you how to do the angel in a second. I'll show you how to do the tinsel as well, and then also the little decoration. So there's lots to get on with. So this will be the last little planty bit. But also, if you're finished with your wire, a little tip, just figure out where you want to cut it, which this is about right. Cut it there, and then to make sure your beads don't come flying off, just do it into a loop like this. See that? So essentially, you're crossing over your wire like this, and then when you slide them down, they're stopped at the end, so they don't fall off. You don't lose any beads when you do it like that, and that will give you all of that there. So there we go. We're going to do the same process now with this little fella. Again, you can use the pliers if you want to, but I'll just use my fingers because it's nice and quick. Hold it just above the little pair there, and we'll go twist now. Separate them slightly. Of course, don't forget we want to have Benjamin's little legs. So we twist them because this little twist helps it to keep it, gives us something to grab onto, but also makes the turning process quite a bit easier. So then we just hold that and let it just twist together nicely. Until it's, you know, pretty much all twisted. That'll do. And we can just cut this last little bit of excess off. There we go. There we are. So, when we're at this point, once again, bring them up. Bring them up. And this one. And this. And this. And this. And there you go. You've got your final little 7 prong. So I've showed you the 7, I've showed you the 5, I've showed you the 3. There's another 5 that you have to do, just one of, where you don't actually do the twisting. You want to leave it in its sort of string base version without any of the twists. You'll need 3 of these. You need 18 of these, and you need 14 of these. So I'll tell you why you need 18, and I'll tell you why you need 14. What we're going to do with these ones here, and some of these ones, not all of them, once you've got all of them, take 8 of these, and we're going to put them aside, and we're going to forget about them. So if you have a look, I've got quite a few of them chilling here already. I don't have them all, but I've got plenty. We're going to take 8 of those and put them aside, and then we're going to have 10 left over that we're going to join into pairs. So if you have a look, you'll have 10 more. What you'll do with those 10, so 8 we're going to leave as singles, and 10 we're going to turn into doubles, so 5 doubles. And what I mean by doubles, essentially, is we've got a 5 and a 5. We're going to do them sort of around about here. We'll just hold them like this. And then we're going to just twist them to each other to create these little 2-leaf prongy twiggy bits. So hold them like that, crossing over. You can use your pliers if you want to, and we'll just twist these 2 threads together, like so. Like that. That'll do. Just keep twisting it until eventually you can just cut off one of the wires once they're sufficiently wrapped. So see this? This is good enough. And so I'll just cut off the wire on this one here. So we'll go, yeah, we don't need him. Get rid of that. And now you can see we have a double leaf. See that? So you want to have 5 of these, 5 doubles, 8 singles, 3 of these little 3-component ones. And now what we'll do with these 7-component ones is the same sort of thing. Let's smush it all up into a nice leafier shape. And we're going to create, this is why you need 14, 7 of these little doubles. So again, we'll cross them over. Use your tool if you want to. You can use your little gripping plier. Maybe I will. Why not, eh? I'll grip it in the center here. Like so. And I'll just give it a little twist to get started. Maybe a little bit lower. Bend one out. Grip that just here for now. I'll give it one little twist and then I can put them together after. So we'll just twist that once, twice, and now I can sort of do it once more actually. There we go. That's going to give us our join. And now if you want to use the tool, you can sort of bring them down together towards the base, pinch them together, and you just keep twisting until they're all nicely twisted together. Like so. Just keep twisting it. Let it all come together. If you do the twisting with this hand and hold your tool nice and firm, it comes together quite nicely. There we go. That ought to do, I think. And then I've got one excess wire. I don't need them both. Let's get rid of one. So yeah, do it with the tool if you want to. Do it without the tool if you prefer. Up to you. There you go. And there's a nice little 7 doubles. So 7 of these you're going to need. Perfect. So 7 of these. 5 of these, 8 of these, and 3 of these. This is everything that we're going to need to make our tree. That's the actual tree itself. Now let's get on to like all the decorations and the fun bits. Of course, like I said, the actual tea light part that you'll get is part of your tree. Oops, there we go. The tea light that you'll get as part of your tree you'll do in peyote. Just follow the tutorial. I've done a couple of different tutorials on that, I think. So we're going to use that. Once we've got those, I'll show you how to make our little angel first. So this little cutie at the top, I'll show you how to make that. It's nice and easy. This one, it's ever so slightly different. So we've got some silver wire for this. And I've got one nice clear little bead, and we want to thread that pretty much to the center. So if I bring the 2 ends of my wire together, pull that, and what we'll do, we're going to create our little angel. So that's going to be on top of its little halo, which the halo, and these are so much fun to play with. I really like using this. This is one of my favorite types of findings there, which is, see how small that is? They're little crystal rondelles. So it's a little metal ring, little donut shape, and then inside the donut, it's got all these super sparkly little crystals, which I thought was very appropriate for an angel. So anyway, let's thread both wires through both sides, through that little piece there, slide that down all the way, pull it nice and firm, and it should nicely lock that little fella onto the top. See that? So that's the top of our angel. Now we'll do her head, which is one 6x4 bead just here. So 6x4, again, it's crystal. All of this is included in the kit, by the way. If you're going to make this, if you want to make it, we do have the kit. Everything is included. We give you the wire, all the beads, everything. Full instructions. There it is. So yeah, there we go. Now's the next. Then we've got our wings to add on. and the crystal of our body. Like that. There you go. There's our little angel. And now essentially what we need to do is just pick up a few of our little beads from our green mix. So this little mix of green, we need 4 beads from this, 5 in total. So I've just got them already here on the side, and I'm going to just pour them out over here. Here we go. And so what we need to do is just thread on one at a time the first 4. 1, and then we're going to do something slightly different with our 5th one. So there's the first little bead there. Then we'll go with our next one. So just pick up, I'm just threading them on just out of shot here. Wait a second. There we go. I'll do them in shot. So there's the next one, and the next, and the 4th one. So there you go. So I've got my little angel and 4 little beads at the base there. And now we want our angel to stay like this. This is going to become the very, very tip of our tree. So now that I've got it like this, I'm going to do what is technically a right angle weave, and I'm going to thread on one last bead this side. Oops, where are you? There we go. So this one I'm going to go through it in this direction, and then this wire will go through it in the opposite direction. So then just pull it through. You can use your pliers here if you want to, 2 pairs of pliers, but essentially we want to just gently pull our wire through, and I will actually use a 2nd pair of pliers because it's easy to get a nice even connection. So I'll just use my little pliers here. So I've got just some standard pliers like this. They're chain nose ones, and I've got my gripping pliers. Grab the gripping pliers at one end, chain nose at the other. Just give them sort of even tugs to try and get it fairly close to being even. So pull that through there. There we go. And then just bring it down either side. And that last little bead, it's going to be a bit of a mess, but that doesn't matter because it's going to be hidden. And then there you go. You can see now that, sure, it's not quite as even, but it's going to be hidden anyway. So we need to leave it like this, bring them down, and do not cut these off. We want to keep those. So this is one piece. There's our angel. This is going to go right on the top of our tree. If you want to straighten those little wires and make them look really nice, you can do. It's not a necessity, but you know, I like them to look nice. There we go. There's your angel. And see, because we've gone through that crossover one, it just locks it in place so we don't have to worry about it coming down or anything. So we'll pop that aside. Now I'll show you very quickly how we're going to do our decorations, and then I'll show you, we'll finish off by doing our tinsel, which the tinsel is a good bit of fun actually. So make sure you stick around for that. The tinsel, I think, is the best part, shall we say. I really like the tinsel, the technique of it. It's done with thread. So make sure you stick around for the tinsel. I'm going to just go through the little findings here. Shall I do a crystal? What do you reckon? Vote. Shall we do a crystal one, or shall we do a little metal bauble? Which one do you prefer? Let me know. What's your preference? Would you like to see a crystal decoration or a little metal ball finding? First person to comment, that's what I'm going to go with. So vote now, quick. Get in there, mash that keyboard. I want this one. Because whoever's first, that's what we're going for. Either way, I'll grab my findings while I wait, which essentially it's just either a gold head pin and a seed bead or a silver head pin and a seed bead. Do we want crystal? Wayne says crystal. Okay, Wayne wins. Wayne was fastest keyboard in the West. Wayne Wiley. So Wayne has asked for the crystal. We are getting the crystal. His was the first comment. Here we go. They're all coming in now. They're all coming in. Wayne beat you. He was first. So we're going to go with Wayne's. So essentially, I've got my little crystal here. I'll start with my head pin. And one little seed bead. This is all we need. Just here. And this is very, very simple. It's just a standard head pin. So bring in your finger. Just bend it like this. Bend it like Beckham. There we go. So that's going to become our little decoration. And then I'm going to cut this a little bit short, but not too short, because I'm going to roll this into like a double or even a triple. So if we bring in our cutters, I'll cut it about halfway-ish, because we want to loop around at least twice so that it's extra secure. So we'll just thread that on. There's my excess. We can get rid of that. Now this is when I need my round nose pliers. So there we go. We've got these ones here which have this nice rounded gauge, which are perfect for doing these sorts of things here. So just hold your little tool there. And I personally, I'll zoom out to show you this part. Personally, when I do this, try and turn my wrist over. So it's super awkward. It's like, oh my goodness, really, really sort of awkward angle to try and turn your wrist, but it allows you to get a full movement over. So if I show you it up here, essentially I'm doing this. Look, I look like Meryl Streep's neck in Death Becomes Her. Have you seen that film? And then you go, whoop, and it gives you the full range of movement. See that? So you can do a whole turn in one go. But essentially, we're going to just grab that right at the end there. So see that? I'll just zoom back in. Don't worry if your little seed bead's popping out a bit. But essentially, we're going to do that, and then we just roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it all the way. And again, we can just keep on rolling, because the more rolled it is, the more secure it is. So let's just keep on rolling at that same point on our tool. And then again, and again, and a little more. And now see how it's a little bit off center? We can just grab the other side and bend it backwards. And there you go. You've got that super cute little piece right there. And, I mean, I can even do it a little bit more if I wanted to. Bend it a little bit neater so that it's slightly more central. I didn't need to. But now, there we go. Oops. It's now in the center. That little piece there. I tell you, I shouldn't have rolled it. I shouldn't have unrolled it. Let's get that nice and tight again. Use that all up. There we go. Perfectionist Matthew needs it to look better than this. So I'm doing my utmost to just roll it that little bit more. There we go. Now I can get it central. There, now that it's tight. There we are. Nice. And now that's pretty central, isn't it? I'm trying to show you to you. There we go. Good. So there we are. And we've got a really nice looped little piece. So if you see how we've got that sort of multiple loops? If we thread our tool onto it, it'll just widen them to make them a bit more even size. There we go. Now you've got a lovely little double loop, so it's extra secure. It means we can stick them onto a jump ring a bit later when we want to attach them onto our tree. So if you have a look, see how they're just attached with like a little jump ring? Because they're looped and looped and looped, they can't come off your jump ring. So they're extra secure on those jump rings. See that? But we'll go through this sort of in the assembly part on Wednesday. But there you go. That's the little central. There's that little bead there. Great. Now, we need lots and lots of these. We need lots of the little ones with the metal balls. We need our angel, we need all those little bits. And now lastly, this is my favorite part, the tinsel. This I thought was really fun. So essentially, I'm gonna be using a bit of thread. You'll get white thread, but I'm gonna show it to you with some lovely, luscious red thread, just because you'll see it on the camera, where the white you won't. So let's give ourselves, you're gonna get about 1 meter is all you'll need. So I'll grab myself, I tell you, I've used pretty much every single tool from my set here. What have I got left? Well, I'm gonna use all of them except this one. I could have used this one, but anyway. So I'll take out my scissors now, which these are lovely and sharp. And we're gonna use these in a bit. I'm gonna show you a little trick, a little technique. About 1 meter of thread, that's plenty, plenty. So we'll cut that off just with our little scissors here. Nice thread scissors, come as part of the set. And if we grab ourselves a standard beading needle, which we give you one, should just thread straight through it, nice and easy. It's our spider-on thread, so it's always easy to work with. We'll use our ruler in a little bit, we don't need it just yet. First things first, I'm going to be using this lovely, vibrant, silver-lined red, which I thought if you're going to do tinsel, it's got to be a really nice red color, like that. So this one here, this is what we're going to make our tinsel out of. I'll just take 1 bead to start with, because we need to make ourselves a little stopper. So if I take if I can pick up my needle, I tell you. There we go. So if we've got our needle, we're going to just thread through just 1 bead. And essentially, we're going to slide it all the way towards the end. See that? And we can go through that bead once more. Whoops. Now, leave yourself enough tail, because we're going to knot this in a bit. So you don't need too much. I'll show you how much I've got. I've got too much. We need about 10 centimeters. That's plenty. Yeah, whatever. This will do. 10, 11, whatever. So I'll go through it once, twice, 3 times a stop bead. Go through it a 4th time if you want to. Doesn't matter. It's not important. And we just want it to be extra secure, like that. So there we go. That's definitely not coming off now. That's locked in place. So now I'm going to take this needle off, and then this is where I'm going to show you how to use that curved needle, which is this little fella. So if you've never used a large eye needle, this is a form of big eye needle. So if you have a look, see how it opens up like this? It means the whole thing is 1 big needle. It doesn't matter what size thickness thread you've got, you can use the whole thing. So I'll just take the end of my thread, and I'm going to just stick it into here. You've got to be fragile, careful with these. If you overstretch them, they won't go back. But once you've got it in, it will give you a nice curve. And when we grab ourselves our bead spinner, we can now do the same process again. You're getting very bead happy. Don't close your eyes. Okay, and now I can just use my little spinner and my curved needle, and I'll just thread them all the way down to my stopper. So thread, 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 and they'll just lock on down next to my stopper here. So we'll just keep doing that, shall we? Spin. Whoops. It helps if you spin it the right direction. See, these needles are good, aren't they? Look at that. Loads of beads. I tell you, it's sure quicker than threading them manually. I tell you, I could I don't know, I could be doing totally thinking about other things while doing this. You don't have to think about it at all. I threaded my other piece of tinsel manually because I forgot that I had these lovely curved needles. And it took me like 15 minutes or so. But doing it with this curved needle, it's very, very quick. So it's a big time saver. So let's just keep going. And essentially, you just want to keep threading until you've got about 50 centimeters. You can do a little bit more if you want to. 50, 60 centimeters worth of your beads there. So let's have a look where I'm at so far. Just slide them down. This is why we wanted to have that stopper on the end so that they don't come off. But yeah, if you have a look, we're already like a good way through our little piece here. So it's not going to take us too long, is it? So if we just continue a little bit more. Let's do some more now. So easy to use, says Colleen. And Nancy says, that's amazing. I don't think we have too much stock left of these curved needles. If you're going to get them, you can get them. The little link in the description. Oh, look, by the way, this is what happens if... I'll show you what happens if you spin it too fast. I'm going to make a mess, but, you know, that's fun. So anyway, if you spin it too fast, your beads all start... They don't really go on, but they just start flying everywhere. See what I mean? So that's why you don't want it too fast. You want it to be controlled. Just a nice, comfortable speed. We don't have to go fangin'. It's a good word, that one. Fangin'. Particularly appropriate when we're talking with red beads near Halloween. Fangin'. Alright, whatever. This will do. This is going to do. This is probably enough. So if I just zoom out now, you can see this is what happens when you spin too fast. Your beads go everywhere. And you've got to pick them up one by one by one by one. Becomes a big fat faff. So now you can see we've got our lovely long single thread here. I don't need my curved needle anymore, so I'll just open up that eye again. Just pull it out. Also, just so you know, when you're threading this on, see how there's like a where it sort of comes together just here, where it's joined? Try and keep your thread away from this little join part. Because it's quite thin, it can be a little abrasive to the thread and can deteriorate the thread. So try and keep the thread away from the tip where the metal joins. And try and keep it somewhere up here where you can see it opens up. That's a nice good tip when you're using any form of split needle. Any of those big needles, keep them away from the corner. Tiffany has just said, I sent a request to join your Facebook group. Great. Thank you, Tiffany. Anyone else who hasn't done so, click the little link that's in the description. Go join our Facebook group and enter our beading competition. You might win. You never know. So let's rethread our normal needle back on. And once we've got that on, essentially what we're going to do is turn this last bead into a stopper as well. So we'll thread through this one a few times. So make sure you're happy with the length. So before you finish this piece off, make sure it's nice and long. You want it to be nice and long because it's got to go all the way around your tree multiple times. So, you know, 50 centimeters or more. Otherwise, if you want to test it, go through the bead just one time. So see this? Let's create just a single stoppers. So once you've done this, you can just make a nice single stopper. See that I've only gone through the bead once. That will work as a stopper. It's not a very secure one, but it is one that will allow you to test the length around your tree. So you can put your little tree here. You can see the tinsel sort of hidden. There it is, it's underneath. You can see it all the way through. And essentially you can have a go at wrapping it around and make sure you actually have enough tinsel. Because if you don't have enough, you want to add more beads. And if you need to add more beads, just add more beads. But once you've done this final stop ring section, it's not quite so easy. So let's pretend I have enough beads, and I'm going to go through this once, twice, 3 times a stop bead, 4, 5 even. Doesn't matter. Does not matter how many times you go through. Just make sure that it's nice and smooth so that there's no gaps in between, but you want it to be nice and soft and malleable so it will drape like tinsel. And once we've got it at this point, essentially what we'll do is just take that little end bit and we're going to thread back down through some of our beads. So we're made this one our stopper. Let's just loop back in. We'll go through about 4 or 5 beads, just like this. And then essentially we just need to tie this. Oh, sorry, I'll just zoom out a little so that it will focus better. Now we just need to tie this thread to the base, the thread underneath. So if you have a look, if you go underneath, actually, do you know what? I'm going to show you it with the tweezers. Just pretend, because this is something I do all the time. Literally all the time. I'm like, I just want to keep going. I want to keep going. I don't want to change my thread. And then I end up with this tiny, tiny little piece of thread. So we're going to pretend that I have a tiny, tiny piece of thread, and I've done it again, and oh no, it's too short. I can't take it through any beads. So I'm going to cut it to like here, just so that you can see, you can imagine, oh God, how annoying. This is so tiny. It's going to be a difficult little piece to try and knot. This is what we want our tweezers for. You ready? This is fun. So anyway, I'm getting a little too excited about tweezers, but don't worry, you'll see. You'll be excited too. So once you pick it up, I like to do this. So if we just, and this works better on a bead mat, but actually we'll see how I go on the mat, on this vinyl here, but otherwise, if it doesn't work, I'm going to do it on the bead mat. But essentially, all you got to do is just go underneath this little piece so that your thread is now under. See that? So I've gone, my thread comes out of here, and it's just underneath that little loop. And now, this is where our sexy, wexy tweezers come into things. And we can just pinch that little bit of thread, hold this little loop, and bend it over. Whoops. See, I've almost got too much thread. Bend it over, and I can take it through my loop. And the good thing is, because I did it underneath, the weight of the beads holds the loop. And now, all I've got to do is just very, very slowly, and I can even use my tweezers to help me position my thread, make sure it's in the right gap, which is this one. And then, boop. Nice and tight. Look at that. And there you've got a nice little knot. And we'll do it again even, just to make it extra secure. So just take it underneath, like that. The weight of the beads will hold your thread in position. See that? And then we can use our tweezers, pick this fella up, go over and into, whoops, got caught out. Actually, do you know what? This would have been better. Let's do it this way. Now I definitely can't. So there we go, ready? Over the top and into our little loop we've made. Like so. There we are. And now just grab that and use my tweezers to pull it, get it even positioned correctly with the tweezers, because they're very, very delicate little tweezers. Pull. And there you go. Look at that. And there you go. We've got 2 little knots now. And now, this is another cool trick, which I'll show you. If you go, oh, I don't have enough thread to actually, do you know what? I'm going to make my life even worse. Let's chop this even smaller, just so you get the idea. If you've got so little thread left, and I do this often. If you've got so little thread left that if you wanted to try and thread your thread into like along your work, you can't because the needle is too long. Just get that inside the eye of my needle. I tell you, I wonder if I can use my tweezers to get it in the eye of my needle even. I should have cut this after I threaded it. Oh well. Got my concentration face. So attractive. No, I'll do it with my other hand. There we go. But yeah, if you've got such a small piece that you can't even get your thread through it, oops, just like that. There we go. Usually my spider line just goes straight through my thread. It doesn't want to go through my needle eye. There we go. So yeah, if you've got such little thread that you can't even, this is another tip, I think you'll like it. See, look, if you tried to take your needle, you can't get back into there because you don't have enough thread. See that? You can use the back of your needle. Take your needle backwards. Ready? So this is the back of the needle. This is the eye. Go through here, through there, pull that through, and look, ta-da! And then you can just take your needle off, and now look, it's threaded through. Backwards. So now let's just get rid of that excess little bit of thread with my skizzers. There they are. So that's another trick. If you're in a pinch, just use the back of the needle. And now look at that. You have a perfectly endless piece of beadwork. And now you can take it over. And we're going to do the same process on the other side, but I'm going to try and not give myself a million faffs. I'm going to just do it quickly this time so that you get the gist, and then you'll see you've got a lovely... do that there. Ah, this is another tip from Colleen. She says, I thread the needle through the beads first and then thread the thread onto the eye. So that's another good way of trying that. I'm not going to try and do it now, but that is a good little trick right there. And Stacy says, mind blown. I hope you've seen that GIF. I wish I could have showed it to you. It's like the funniest GIF for mind blown ever. It's this guy from like the 70s or something, and he's got like some telly show thing, and he's going, he's like doing some meditation stuff, and every time he goes, this like ring of fireworks comes out of his head. And he looks like the nerdiest bloke you've ever seen. It's really funny. Anyway, I wish I could show it to you. But anyway, so yeah, let's get rid of this other thread. We'll take that into a few of these little beads here. We're going to tie our little blanket stitch knot the same way. So you can see we don't have a thread at the end anymore. We'll go with our needle underneath the work. So if I showed it to you sort of flatter down, we'll take our needle under the work like that. And now, oops, get myself a bit closer to the end. There we go. There, that creates the little loop. And we'll take our needle through that thread loop that we've created. And again, if you want to use your tweezers, it's a good opportunity for it, just to make sure that you get it exactly in the right spot, but you should be all right. Pull that tight. There we go. There's one knot. Do one more. Obviously, if you've got more thread than this, you'll make life easier for yourself. And you can even use the back of the needle to do this process too. There you go. How do you like that? How'd you like that ninja move? Fa-pow! You didn't even see that one coming. And then let's just pull that knot nice and tight. There we go. And we will thread a few more beads. Just like this. Come on now. It's because I'm trying to do it in the air rather than just putting it down. There we go. That will do. Pull that through. Chop that off. And now you have a string of beads with no ends. It just, you can't tell how it ends. It just is, it's just a line of beads. There you go, look at that. How does it begin? Where does it begin? Where does it end? Nobody knows. It's all hidden in there. But there you go. You can now just wrap that round like a nice, lovely big piece of tinsel around your tree. So, like I said, I'm going to next Wednesday, so in 5 days' time, I'm going to show you how to put the whole thing together. So if you're going to get our little kit, or even if you're not, you're going to need 3 of the central ones. You're going to need 1 of the 5s, but don't twist it into this form. Leave it in that sort of open form with centimeter gaps for every single one. I mean, I could show it to you. Do we want to see it? Nah, it's 4:30. We've had enough. We've had enough for one day. You're going to need 8 of these. You're going to need 7 of the doubles. So you make 14 of these, and then you join them to each other. And then we're going to need... where's my double 5? There it is. There's my double 5. You're going to need 5 of these. So 3 of them, 8 of these, make 10 more of these and join them to each other. And then you make 14 of the 7s, join them to each other. Make yourself an angel. Make loads of little decorative toys. Make yourself... This is all your homework for Wednesday, by the way. Make yourself your bead tinsel, and then peyote yourself a little tea light wrap. There you go. And that's where we're going to stop, and we will re-adjourn on Wednesday, and I'm going to show you how to bring it all together and turn this into... Whoop, where are we? Into this cute little thing. Oh, I've lost my tinsel. Here we go. Oh, my tinsel's all gone over the place. I'm going to show you how to do this. Again, this is another good tool, another good use for those tweezers. I tell you, there's nothing better than a good pair of tweezers, because you can just come in and go, yeah, let's just move this little bit of tinsel over here, put that bit over there, so forth. Get it all looking perfect. Move that over there, put this over here, so forth. Just play with it. But we're going to do all of that on Wednesday. There you go. You can see we've got our super cute little Christmas tree with its little thing here at the bottom. We're going to put it all together on Wednesday. But yeah, so hopefully you had lots and lots of fun. Gianna says, eek, homework. Oh no. Well, I'm just, the evil schoolmaster. Get back to work. Do your homework. Detention. Yeah, Kay says, thank you so much, Matthew. Hopefully I'll remember next Wednesday. Had an awesome weekend, everyone. By the way, don't forget, much like Kay where she said, I hope I remember, there is an easy way. I'll just show you very, very quickly on the website. So if you head on over, well, actually, first things first, because I remember we were just talking about it a second ago, about our beading competition. Tiffany said, ooh, I didn't know you had a beading competition. Just in case you want to enter it, the theme is festive. So whatever festive means to you, that's what our beading competition is about. If you want to join up to it, you can click the link in our description that says, take me to our bead group. I'd like to join the bead group. It will take you to this place just here where you can join up to jewelry making, bead patterns, tutorials, and more. We've grown to 5,300 members in about 2 to 3 months. So it's growing really, really quickly. I think we had about 500 people in the last week. And then if you just come on down, oh wait, let's go back to the homepage of About It. If you come on down, you can see right here at the top in featured. Otherwise, in the little bar at the top here, you can check out featured. And then here it is. Here's the full information. So it says, we're so excited to announce we've reached 5,000 members. That was like yesterday. We're already on 5,300. So to celebrate, to celebrate this amazing milestone and the diversity of our fantastic group members, let's all get a little bit festive. We want you all to get creative, make a beaded object or piece of jewelry that reflects what festive means to you, and show it off with pride. As usual, enter the competition by posting a picture of your finished artwork in the comments, which is down here. You just click this little comment button, and then you can post your picture in there. And then on the 12th of December at midnight, that's when entries are closing. And then on my stream on the 17th of December, so you can read that just here, 17th of December, that's when I'm going to be announcing all of our winners. Last time I think we gave away in total about £150 worth. We'll see how much it's going to be this time. Depends on how good the entries are. We sort of pick and choose some. We have a grand finalist, we have some silver medalists, we have some bronze medalists, but sometimes there's multiples, so we'll see. Now, if you want to get the kit, especially if you're here in the UK and you want to make the Christmas tree, don't forget you can jump onto our website and you can go and get the kit. We should have plenty of stock to make them. So if you go to our website, which looks like this today, there we go, there's the homepage. If you click either the link in the description there on Facebook or YouTube, depending on whichever one it is that you're watching on, you can check out our homepage. Here it is. Oh, I should mention, yes, see right there in the top where it says our mini diamond duo thing. That's going off sale this weekend. So if I show you what they actually look like, while you're shopping for your Christmas trees, you can also have a look and see if you fancy the Queen of Diamonds kit, which they look like this. This is our Queen of Diamonds design. A bit too zoomed in there. It's a really nice little design. Jermaine did the live tutorial while I was away, but she didn't have my instructions, so she didn't quite do them the way I do them. I've improved my instructions for the kit are very, very effective and a nice, simple, easy method to do it. So if you watch Jermaine's tutorial, she did do it nice and easily, but I've done it an even easier way in the instructions. So this one is the blue kit. The purple one, which I really like, is this one just here. See the sort of offset nature and then the little diamonds there. This one here is our Picasso, which is like a black with, if you have a look, they've got this beautiful mottling in them. See that there? See all that mottling? They're really, really cool. And then we also have this one here, which is our most popular color as well, which you can get them all still, and they are on special. So if you come back to the homepage, see just here where it says Mini Diamond Duos. If you missed the tutorial, you can click on that picture where it says Queen of Diamonds. It'll take you to the page where you can view the video, which this is Jermaine's video where she taught it. And then if you come on down here towards the bottom, you can go Queen of Hearts related products and you can view them all there. Or just if you want to go straight to the thing, see where it says view all upcoming and previous shows right here in the center of the screen underneath view all related products. If you click on that one, this is where you can find the products from all of our different streams. So today's Christmas tree products are in here. The Queen of Diamonds bracelets are all in there, which, like I said, the sale is still on. It's about to end, though. You can get any two or more for 22, so that's 15% off. So if you come in here, you say, do you know what? I want the purple one, and I want the blue one, and do you know what? I'm feeling naughty. I'm also going to have the Moroccan jewel. You'll get 15% off all of them. So instead of £36 or $35.85, it looks like, you'll only pay £33, which if you're in the US, if you have a look up here at the top, you can change the currency if you prefer. So if you're in Europe, you can pay in euros. If you're in the US, you can pay in dollars. If you're here in the UK, pay in pounds. It's up to you, but you'll get 15% off when you get that one. Now we'll jump back to the homepage. I'll show you our Christmas tree, and then that's where we're going to leave off for today before Wednesday. So there's the tree kit on its own. It's 15% off if you want to get that one. So very, very good value at the minute. It's £5 cheaper, essentially. Even more dollars, I suppose, if you want. Now, if you want, we've got the wooden bead spinners just here as well. Those curved big eye needles that I used. If you want one of those, they're there. We've also got the tool sets. You can get my tea-light, peyote tea-light candle wrap patterns as well. So if you want to swap out your pattern, so I know I've done the reindeer. If you want to stick on any of the other 10, this reindeer is a brand new one. It's not in the pattern pack, but if you want to get 10 more, they're in there. And if you come on down here, you can see we've got delicas, we've got wire, we've got individual tools if you want them. It's all right in here for you, so you can just shop in there, find whatever it is that takes your fancy. I mean, we do also have, if you go into product ranges up here, Christmas. See that? Christmas. You can click on Christmas. We've got loads of Christmas things in here that you can go looking through. Go check it out. Loads of it. Loads of Christmassy things. Take a look. That's our Christmas shop. But anyway, I'm going to talk about that. If there's any more. So, oh yeah, Tiffany says, is that a beaded candle holder? Yes. So I will show you in the flesh just here. Where are we? Here we go. Let's come back over here. So yeah, our little piece just here, technically that's a tea light candle inside there. So I've done a candle wrap. And if you want to change your, it's a deep tea light. So if you want to change your candle wrap, your tea light wrap, there it is. It's in peyote, but we've got 10 of them that we do in our bundle. And then this one is a special one that only comes with our Christmas tree kit. But that's an extra special one. But yeah, thank you all very, very much for watching. Kay, yes, many people noticed I didn't have my tea. I can see Andrew's talking about my tea just a bit earlier. I didn't get my cup of tea today. We were too busy, I guess. Oh, I didn't swap left hand, right hand. I should have done that today. Oh well, I'll do that on Wednesday. Remind me, I should have done that. But anyway, Eugenia says, thanks. This was a great tutorial. Thanks, Matthew. But yeah, thank you, everybody. I hope you had lots and lots of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're looking forward to next week as well. Don't forget, if you want to get this one, you will be able to get 15% off when you get any 2 or more until Sunday night. And then this little Christmas tree, I'll be back on Wednesday showing you how to put it all together. Also how to, add the decorations, all of that sort of stuff. That's going to be on Wednesday, so make sure you stick around. Come back on Wednesday for our next little tutorial. So I'll show you how to make this one just here. And then, that's pretty much it for today, I think. So thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope you're going to have a lovely weekend. I hope I get to have a lovely weekend. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you all very, very much for watching. Monica, she says, thank you, Matthew, for your tutorial. It was great fun. Wayne says, oh yeah, the tea, because everyone was trying to remember what I'd forgotten. Colleen says, I've been wanting to make a tree like this for ages. You've made it so much easier. I think I actually will have to make some now. Well, they are very, very cute, and they're only small, and they sit on the table, and they look really, really nice. So if you want to go get one, you do get more than 15% off. But yeah, thank you, everybody. Barb, she's only just joined us. She's a bit late, but don't worry, you can. As soon as I end this, you'll be able to go back and watch this all on demand. So if there's any bits you want to watch again or see it in slow motion or anything like that, just head back and hit that rewind button after I finish. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining me today. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe to our channel. If you subscribe to our newsletter, we give you £5 voucher to try out some of our beading patterns. So like if you want to get our tea lights patterns, you can get them for free if you sign up. you can go and get that voucher. The link's in the description. Go check it out. Anyway, that's enough from me today. I'll see you all back here on Wednesday for our assembly video. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you all then. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.